Assalamu alaikum and welcome to, I could say, Jan Sewing Solutions and also Halima's channel. This video is obviously I'm doing it for my daughter Halima, who is a typical teenager. And when it comes to dressing the typical teenagers, the parents, me as a parent, I am talking from my perspective here, find it very difficult to dress teenagers because teenagers have a sense and a taste of their own. Obviously, I fully appreciate that because once upon a time, I, and along with all your parents, mothers, were also teenagers and went through the same dilemmas and same difficulties as probably you are going through. I'm going to take over this video, even though this is Halima's channel, and I'm just going to talk from the perspective of the parent and the difficulty parents often face when they're trying to dress their teenagers with what they like. Okay, I'm not a pushy person and I don't like to influence or push my views on Halima. I do let her decide and choose herself, but that doesn't mean to say that I don't disagree. I agree with her taste and I don't disagree on certain things. We have a lot of disagreements, especially on clothing. Recently I've been out and about with her shopping for a wedding. As parents or even as teenagers, I would recommend watching this video with your mom, because I think the moms will sympathize with me and the daughters will acknowledge everything but will try not to accept. That's probably my judgment on the subject. So when you go out shopping with your mums, when your mum chooses, you constantly say, nope, 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 I don't like this. Before even looking at the garment or looking at whatever your mum's choosing for you. And when you choose, the mum will turn around and say, no, I don't think that's nice. I'm sorry, but that's not. It's too expensive and it doesn't really. So there's two opposites of the spectrum here. There's the rude and abrupt reply from the teenagers, and there's the calm and assertive reply from the mother. So point number one is how you interact with the mothers and how this this acknowledgement or this refusal actually goes and is looked at by the mom. I was actually, the reason why I've raised this point is because a little while ago I had a big disagreement with my daughter on this very subject. When I chose something for her, or when I actually even pointed to something and she abruptly replied, nope, nope, I don't like this. So I didn't like that attitude of the nope. There's nicer ways of saying it. There's lots of nicer ways of saying it, especially to your mothers, because you know what? Mom knows best. Okay, I know many of you might disagree with that, but I can categorically say mom knows best. Okay, so we'll come back to this topic during the course of this video, because what I intend to do is give you a free tutorial, but during this tutorial I want to give the perspective of the moms. So all the teenagers who watch the video, and if you're not a teenager and if you're one of my followers who watches the video, then I would encourage you to try and make your daughters watch the video, because I am going to do this video and I'm hoping that I can get Halima to do a video of a similar sort from her perspective, so that you get to, what we need to do is educate our youngsters on recognizing right from wrong and acting upon the right when the right is there, and and showing their disapproval on something when it's wrong and it's actually handed to them, even if it's on a silver plate. So before we go on any further, let's get a little bit of a lowdown on this suit. So we've been shopping for a wedding, we've gone out and to lots and lots and lots of different shops, and we've come back without choosing anything. Eventually I got fed up and I had gone to a friend of mine's shop and actually picked up this suit. Now I thought this suit was absolutely beautiful. The color was gorgeous and the work on it, the camera doesn't actually do it justice, because when you actually see this suit, when someone is wearing this suit and you see this, the whole perception of what I went and chose will change. So initially when I bought this suit and I messaged her and I said, I bought you a suit, I actually took it from her shop and I said I will take it home and I will show it to her, and if she likes it then I'll keep it. So when I messaged her and I said, I bought you a suit, okay, what colour? She was out that day. I said peach, and she was like, what? You've gone and bought me a peach? Peach isn't that an elderly's colour? And oh my god, I had all the bickering. Anyway, when she came home and she looked at the suit, she did pass it, alhamdulillah. So I went back to the shop, purchased the suit, and now I've got the job of designing and sewing this suit. The suit itself, I have already pulled it apart. It's a front border, front and back. The back is very heavily embroidered. The front is slightly lightly embroidered. It has a dupatta which has been edged in the Banarsi, and then it has a fairly heavy, thick trim border. Okay, and I pulled these apart because I want to put a little bit of my own creativity in this suit. Okay, the way I want to, Halima is very tall, so, and obviously she's a teenager who wants to be different from everybody else. Now the suit is one of those average suits that majority of people will buy and majority of people will wear. How we're going to make this different is incorporating a small amount of our own design into this suit to make it the unique and different look that nobody else will have. So as teenagers, one of the things that teenagers want is to stand out from everyone else. They want something unique and they want something different. At the same time, having said that they want something unique and different, teenagers do not possess the guts to actually be different. So if you went and designed something outrageous and something different for them, there's very few teenagers who would be brave enough to actually wear that. So how many teenagers would agree with me on that aspect? I know as teenager, we can follow the trends, but we don't want to be the first to set the trend. And to be honest, that's what makes you different from everybody else. So okay, so we want to make this unique and different. Normal sleeves I've cut out. Normal A-line dress is what this is. But what we're going to do is we're going to have a trail dress out of this. Now, as I've said, I've pulled it apart and I've cut the basic shape. From this basic shape, we're going to do the slight variations. But before we do the variations, we're going to be adding a little bit of our own touch into this to actually lengthen this garment. So this was the first part of the video. This is what we're going to be transforming into this beautiful, magnificent trailed type of dress, which Halima will hopefully model for you and show you what the end result of this is going to be like. This is something that if it's something like this that you've chosen and you want your mums to add the slight bit of the variation and the different touch, then you know what, this is just the start of the videos for Halima. What I would like is for her to actually have the courage to speak up about her, you know, whether it's fashion sense or whether it's general life. I've probably moved away from the norm and started speaking out about lots of things that I feel very affected by. I hope that she will do the same. So whether it's fashion, whether it's religious views or politics or general life, you do have to pluck up the courage to actually speak. So, and a start of that is actually probably the most common thing is style and design sense. So even though we're going through my choice, you know what, parents' choice is not always a bad choice. 99 times out of 100, a parent's choice will be a very good choice. So I would recommend having an open discussion with your mum, with your parents, about whatever aspect of life that you want to discuss. It's only then, it's through education that we actually advance and we get forward. So inshallah, I shall now go on to sort of cutting the little bits and bats. Do watch the second part of the video. I am going to be talking quite a bit, so I may just slightly bore you. You might leave the rest of the video to your mums to watch and watch the beginning and the end, because this is something that obviously what the teenagers want to skip and want to watch. Anyway, having said that, what was I going to say? Yes, I would recommend putting yourself through the pain of hearing me talk, because you know what, even if you pick up a shred of little information that helps you to focus better on life, to become a better human being, to be more responsible and to save you from the trials and the pitfalls of life, then alhamdulillah, I've succeeded. And that is ultimately the job of every parent, to guide your children onto the path that is the correct way.